In the profound stillness of your mind, where doubts echo with a haunting resonance and fears reverberate like shadows, a relentless voice quietly but persistently whispers, "You are not enough." This insidious whisper, born from your deepest insecurities and vulnerabilities, preys upon your self-worth, perpetuating a cycle of self-doubt and unease. It magnifies every flaw, every mistake, feeding on your anxieties to create a fortress of negativity within your psyche. Each time you falter or face a challenge, this voice grows louder, amplifying your fears and reinforcing the belief that you are insufficient. But amidst this relentless storm of negativity, there exists a subtler, yet infinitely more potent voice, a voice that represents your higher self. This voice, though quieter and often overshadowed by the clamor of doubt, is grounded in reason, wisdom, and resilience. It is a beacon of clarity that shines through the murky fog of your insecurities, offering a counter-narrative to the voices of fear and inadequacy. It calls upon you to recognize and embrace your inherent worth and potential, providing a guiding light in the midst of darkness. This higher voice is not easily heard. It requires intentional listening and a shift in focus. It gently beckons you to see beyond the immediate grip of fear and self-doubt, urging you to acknowledge your strengths and capabilities. Unlike the harsh, critical whispers of inadequacy, this voice speaks with calm assurance and rationality. It invites you to rise above the limitations imposed by your fears and insecurities, and to realize the boundless potential that lies within you. Today, let us consciously redirect our attention from the cacophony of self-doubt to the softer, yet more profound voice of our higher self. By attuning ourselves to this voice, we begin to dismantle the barriers that have long confined us. We embark on a journey of self-discovery and empowerment, where we challenge the negative narratives that have held us back and replace them with a more empowering and affirming perspective. As we heed this guiding voice, it is essential to remember that our true essence is not defined by our fears or our perceived shortcomings. Instead, we are shaped by how we choose to respond to these internal challenges. By aligning with the voice of reason and resilience, we reclaim our power and set the stage for personal growth and transformation. This voice reminds us that we are more than the sum of our fears. We are capable of extraordinary achievements when we trust in our inner strength. In the serene silence where doubt and fear converge, let the voice of your higher self resonate with unwavering clarity and conviction. This voice is not merely a whisper but a profound source of inner strength and wisdom. It is through this internal dialogue that we find the courage to confront and transcend the shadows of inadequacy that seek to limit us. Embrace this voice as a guiding force and let it lead you toward a path of empowerment and self-realization. Number 1. Confront your inner critic. The journey toward self-improvement and personal growth often begins not in the external world, but deep within the recesses of our own minds. This internal struggle is perhaps the most critical and challenging battle we face. As Epictetus wisely stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This profound insight emphasizes that our greatest adversary is not external circumstances, but our internal reactions and perceptions. The first step in this journey is confronting our inner critic, an incessant voice of self-doubt and negativity that undermines our self-worth and sabotages our potential. The inner critic is a formidable foe, thriving on deception and distortion. It feeds us a relentless stream of negative thoughts, magnifying our flaws, exaggerating our failures, and amplifying our insecurities. This internal adversary does not just whisper doubts but shouts them with a conviction that makes them seem undeniably true. It's crucial to understand that this voice is not a reflection of our true selves, but a warped version of reality shaped by past experiences and unresolved issues. The inner critic's goal is to keep us confined in a state of self-doubt, preventing us from reaching our full potential. To effectively confront this inner adversary, we must approach it with a mindset grounded in reason and rationality rather than emotional reaction. The first step is to recognize the inner critic's voice for what it is, a distortion of reality rather than a reflection of truth. Engage with its claims critically. Ask yourself, Are these criticisms based on factual evidence, or are they exaggerated fears and insecurities? By dissecting each accusation, we can expose its falsehoods and challenge its validity. This process involves not only questioning the critic's claims, but also examining the evidence that supports or refutes these claims. It is also essential to understand that the inner critic is often a product of past experiences and pains, rather than an accurate assessment of our current reality. The voice of the inner critic frequently echoes past criticisms, failures, and rejections. These experiences, while painful, do not define our present capabilities or worth. Recognizing that the critic's harsh judgments are remnants of old wounds allows us to distance ourselves from these outdated perspectives and view ourselves with greater clarity and objectivity. Confronting the inner critic with a calm and analytical mindset requires patience and persistence. It is not an easy task to dismantle ingrained patterns of self-criticism, and the process may involve repeated effort. Each time we challenge the critic's claims, we weaken its hold over our self-esteem. This gradual dismantling of the critic's influence enables us to shift from a mindset dominated by self-doubt to one characterized by self-assurance and confidence. By consistently questioning and challenging the inner critic, we begin to reclaim our power and autonomy. This reclamation is not merely about silencing the critic, but about transforming our relationship with it. Number 2. Embrace discomfort as growth. Seneca's observation that difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body resonates deeply with those who seek to cultivate wisdom and personal growth. This statement challenges us to rethink our approach to discomfort, urging us to see it not as a mere inconvenience, but as an essential component of our development. In the pursuit of excellence and self-improvement, it is crucial to understand that discomfort is not a deterrent, but a catalyst for profound personal transformation. When we face difficulties, we often feel inclined to avoid them, hoping for a smoother path. However, this instinct to evade challenges undermines our potential for growth. Each challenge presents a unique opportunity to stretch beyond our comfort zones and confront our limitations. By deliberately choosing to engage with these obstacles, we embrace a process that strengthens our character and fortifies our resolve. The essence of growth lies in our willingness to tackle these difficulties head-on, understanding that they are integral to our evolution. Discomfort serves as a powerful forge for personal strength. Just as physical exercise builds muscle and endurance through resistance, the trials we endure mentally and emotionally shape our inner fortitude. This process is not without its trials and tribulations. It often demands significant effort and resilience, pushing us to confront our fears, doubts, and insecurities. Yet it is within this crucible of challenge that our true potential is revealed and developed. Each challenge we encounter should be viewed as an invitation to grow and transform. When faced with adversity, it is easy to focus on the immediate discomfort and wish for an easier path. Instead, we should shift our perspective to recognize these challenges as opportunities for significant personal development. By embracing the struggle, we allow ourselves to uncover strengths and capabilities that might otherwise remain dormant. To fully embrace discomfort, we must adopt a mindset that values challenges as stepping stones rather than barriers. This perspective enables us to approach difficulties with curiosity and determination rather than fear or resistance. By reframing our understanding of discomfort, we transform it from an obstacle into a powerful tool for growth, one that shapes and refines our character in meaningful ways. Moreover, embracing discomfort fosters resilience. Each time we confront and overcome a challenge, we reinforce our ability to handle future adversities with greater ease and confidence. This continuous process of facing and overcoming difficulties builds a robust framework of inner strength, preparing us for even greater challenges ahead. It is this cycle of growth and resilience that ensures our ongoing personal development. Ultimately, the true value of embracing discomfort lies in discovering our own worth. The struggles and challenges we face are not just impediments, but crucial elements in our journey towards self-actualization. Number 3. Detach from external validation. Marcus Aurelius, the revered Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, once observed, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This statement encapsulates a profound truth about human existence and self-worth. Our emotional well-being and sense of fulfillment are inextricably linked to our internal dialogue, rather than the shifting tides of external validation. Yet, it is a common plight for many to anchor their self-worth to the opinions of others. In doing so, we are essentially building a fragile structure upon a shifting foundation. Consider the inherent instability of constructing a house on sand. The allure of the beach might offer a picturesque setting, but the foundation is fundamentally unsound. As the waves ebb and flow, the sand shifts unpredictably, threatening the stability of any structure built upon it. Similarly, basing your self-esteem on external validation, whether it comes from social media accolades, public recognition, or the approval of peers, creates a precarious foundation. The approval and disapproval of others are subject to constant change and unpredictability, mirroring the instability of sand. The external world is often fickle and transient. Praise can be as fleeting as a passing storm, and criticism can come from unexpected quarters. This volatility makes external validation an unreliable metric for self-worth. If you constantly seek approval from others, you are setting yourself up for an emotional roller coaster. The praise you receive today may turn to criticism tomorrow, leaving your self-esteem vulnerable to the whims of the crowd. To cultivate a sense of true self-worth, it is imperative to shift your focus inward. The path to genuine contentment lies in seeking approval from within. This internal validation is based on your personal values, beliefs, and principles, rather than the ever-changing opinions of others. By aligning your actions with your core values, you create a steadfast foundation that remains firm, regardless of external circumstances. This internal compass serves as a reliable guide, fostering a deep sense of self-respect and fulfillment. Developing internal validation involves a conscious effort to understand and adhere to your core principles. Begin by reflecting on what truly matters to you. What values do you hold dear? What actions reflect these values? By consistently making choices that align with your personal beliefs, you reinforce a robust sense of self-worth that is independent of external validation. This process requires introspection and self-discipline, but it leads to a more authentic and enduring sense of fulfillment. In the pursuit of inner strength and self-acceptance, the practice of self-reflection becomes crucial. Regularly evaluate your actions and decisions against your personal values. Celebrate achievements that resonate with your core beliefs, and learn from failures without letting them undermine your sense of self-worth. By maintaining this internal focus, you develop resilience against the fluctuations of external approval. Number 4. Embrace self-compassion with discipline. In the ceaseless quest for personal improvement, many of us fall into the trap of being excessively harsh on ourselves. We set lofty standards and demand perfection, often berating ourselves for every minor error and perceived inadequacy. Yet in this pursuit, we overlook a crucial element: the wisdom of self-compassion. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely advised, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. This advice invites us to shift our perspective on failure and imperfection, advocating for a more balanced and forgiving approach. Self-compassion begins with recognizing that perfection is an unattainable ideal. Every person, regardless of their achievements or aspirations, is inherently imperfect. To demand flawless performance at every turn is to set ourselves up for constant frustration and self-criticism. Instead, self-compassion encourages us to accept our imperfections with kindness and understanding. It involves acknowledging our human limitations and granting ourselves the grace to stumble and falter without sinking into despair or self-reproach. However, self-compassion is not synonymous with complacency or resignation. It is crucial to pair this kindness with a disciplined commitment to growth. Embracing our flaws should not lead to a sense of defeat or stagnation, but rather should fuel our determination to improve. Discipline in this context means maintaining a steady resolve to rise after each setback, to learn from our mistakes, and to persist in our efforts despite the obstacles we encounter. This disciplined approach ensures that self-compassion becomes a catalyst for growth rather than an excuse for inaction. Consider the journey of personal development as a path strewn with obstacles and challenges. We are all on this journey, navigating through our unique struggles and striving to become better versions of ourselves. By accepting that failure and imperfection are integral parts of this journey, we free ourselves from the paralyzing fear of making mistakes. Instead of seeing failures as reflections of our inadequacy, we can view them as opportunities to build resilience and acquire wisdom. Discipline and self-compassion involves a proactive stance towards our failures. It's not enough to merely acknowledge our mistakes. We must actively engage in learning from them. Each error offers valuable insights into our strengths and weaknesses, providing a foundation for growth. Embracing this mindset transforms failure from a source of discouragement into a stepping stone towards self-improvement. The key is to approach each setback with a blend of compassion for ourselves and a steadfast commitment to progress. Furthermore, self-compassion coupled with discipline fosters a healthier relationship with our goals and aspirations. It allows us to pursue excellence without being consumed by fear or self-doubt. By treating ourselves with kindness, we maintain our motivation and enthusiasm, even when faced with challenges. This balance between compassion and discipline helps us stay focused on our long-term objectives, enabling us to navigate the ups and downs of our journey with greater ease and resilience. Number 5. Reframe your thoughts. The human mind is an extraordinary tool, wielding the power to shape our experiences and realities. Yet this power can also become a source of constraint when channeled through a lens of negativity. When we view our world through a persistent filter of pessimism, we reinforce the chains that confine us, limiting our growth and potential. To overcome this, we must learn the art of reframing, transforming our thoughts from sources of self-defeat into pillars of self-empowerment. As Marcus Aurelius profoundly stated, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. This insight underscores the transformative power of our mental framework in shaping our lives. Imagine your thoughts as artists, each one contributing to the canvas of your existence. If the brushstrokes of your thoughts are dominated by negativity, they create a grim, limiting picture of your world. On the other hand, if you consciously choose to repaint with more positive, empowering hues, you transform your life's portrait into one of possibility and growth. This process of reframing is not merely an intellectual exercise, it is a practical tool for enhancing your resilience and motivation. By shifting your perspective, you change the narrative of your life from one of defeat to one of dynamic opportunity. Consider the role of setbacks in this reframing process. Rather than perceiving challenges as failures, view them as invaluable lessons. Each obstacle you encounter is a chance to learn something new about yourself and your capabilities. This shift in perspective is crucial. It enables you to approach difficulties with a mindset of curiosity and determination rather than despair. For instance, a business venture that doesn't go as planned is not a sign of personal inadequacy, but a chance to refine your strategies and approach. Embracing setbacks in this way empowers you to see them as stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. Equally important is the way you view your own imperfections. Rather than seeing them as flaws or failures, recognize them as areas ripe for personal development. Each imperfection or mistake is an opportunity to grow and improve. This approach fosters a growth mindset, wherein you perceive yourself not as a finished product, but as a work in progress. This perspective not only alleviates the pressure of perfection, but also encourages continuous self-improvement. By treating your imperfections as opportunities for learning, you turn self-criticism into a constructive tool for personal advancement. Implementing the practice of reframing thoughts requires a deliberate and sustained effort. It begins with awareness, recognizing when negative thought patterns arise and actively challenging them. This may involve questioning the validity of negative beliefs and replacing them with more constructive and empowering thoughts. For example, instead of thinking, "I always fail," reframe it to, "I have faced challenges, but each one is an opportunity to grow stronger." This active process of mental recalibration requires persistence, but becomes more natural over time as it becomes a habitual part of your thought process. Number 6. Seek solitude to strengthen your mind. In an era characterized by relentless connectivity and ceaseless external demands, it's increasingly difficult to maintain a clear sense of self. The constant barrage of notifications, social media updates, and the pressure to engage with the world around us can overwhelm our mental landscape, leaving little room for introspection. This continuous noise often drowns out our inner voice, making it challenging to discern our true desires and thoughts amidst the chaos of daily life. Seneca, a luminary of Stoic philosophy, offers a profound insight into this phenomenon. He remarked, "Everywhere means nowhere. When a person spends all his time in foreign travel, he ends by having many acquaintances but no friends." This observation underscores the paradox of modern life. Our incessant interactions with the external world, though seemingly enriching, can lead to superficial connections that fail to nourish our inner selves. The relentless pursuit of external validation and engagement often leaves us disconnected from our authentic identity and true self. To counteract this disconnection, it is essential to seek solitude. Solitude is more than just being alone. It is a purposeful withdrawal from the external noise to create a space for self-reflection and inner dialogue. This practice involves deliberately stepping away from the cacophony of daily responsibilities, social interactions, and digital distractions to focus on one's internal state. By carving out time each day to be alone with our thoughts, we enable ourselves to reconnect with our core values and aspirations. In the sanctuary of solitude, we are free from the judgments and influences of others. This unencumbered space allows us to engage in deep, uninterrupted contemplation, where we can confront our innermost thoughts and feelings without external interference. Here, clarity emerges from the quiet, and we can better understand our true desires, strengths, and areas for growth. It is in these moments of reflective solitude that we find the insight and direction needed to rebuild and reinforce our self-worth. Moreover, solitude provides an invaluable opportunity for personal growth and mental fortitude. By regularly embracing quiet moments away from the demands of the world, we develop a stronger sense of self and resilience. This mental space fosters the ability to confront challenges with greater composure and confidence, as we have cultivated a clearer understanding of our inner strengths and values. The process of self-discovery that occurs in solitude enhances our capacity to navigate life's complexities with a more grounded and resilient mindset. Solitude also enables us to evaluate our life's direction and decisions more thoughtfully. Without the constant influence of external opinions and pressures, we can assess our choices and goals with greater objectivity. This introspective process is crucial for aligning our actions with our authentic self, rather than conforming to societal expectations or the desires of others. Number 7. Master the art of letting go. The art of letting go is a profound and transformative practice, one that requires a deep understanding of the nature of life and a courageous heart willing to release its grip on the past. For many, the past is a familiar and comforting space, even when it is filled with pain and regret. We find ourselves clinging to memories, to what could have been, and to the idealized versions of events that never came to pass. But this attachment is a double-edged sword, anchoring us in a sea of despair and preventing us from moving forward. To master the art of letting go is to learn to navigate these treacherous waters and emerge stronger, wiser, and more at peace. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, offers us timeless wisdom when he says, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." This quote, simple in its delivery yet profound in its meaning, encapsulates the essence of letting go. It is a call to shift our focus from what we have lost or what we never had to what is present in our lives right now. It challenges us to find joy in the current moment, to appreciate the gifts we have been given, and to cultivate a mindset of gratitude. This is no easy task, especially when the shadows of the past loom large, but it is a necessary step on the path to inner peace. To let go is not to forget, nor is it to dismiss the importance of what has happened. Instead, it is to acknowledge that the past cannot be changed, no matter how much we wish it could be. It is to understand that our power lies not in altering what has already occurred, but in shaping our response to it. Letting go is an act of strength, a conscious decision to free ourselves from the chains of regret and sorrow that hold us back. It is a recognition that some things are beyond our control, whether it be the actions of others, the passage of time, or the consequences of our past decisions, and that continuing to fight against these unchangeable realities only leads to more suffering. In the process of letting go, we are not giving up. We are gaining something far more valuable: freedom. The freedom to live fully in the present, unencumbered by the weight of the past. The freedom to pursue new opportunities, to grow, and to create a life that is not defined by what has happened, but by what is happening now. When we release our grip on old grievances, unmet expectations, and the idealized versions of our past, we create space within ourselves for new possibilities. This space is where healing begins, where new perspectives can take root, and where we can begin to see our lives not as a series of losses, but as a journey filled with opportunities for growth. But letting go is not a one-time event. It is a practice, a discipline that must be cultivated over time. Life is a series of experiences, each one offering us a lesson, a challenge, or an opportunity to practice the art of letting go. Each time we encounter loss, disappointment, or change, we are faced with a choice: to cling to what was, or to release it and move forward. This is where the true test lies, in our ability to consistently choose the path of letting go, even when it is difficult, even when it hurts. Number 8. Forge unbreakable inner strength in the fires of adversity. Adversity is often viewed as an enemy, an unwelcome force that disrupts our lives, challenges our peace, and threatens our self-worth. Yet this perspective is deeply flawed. Adversity is not a foe to be feared, but a vital crucible where the essence of our inner strength is forged and refined. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, captured this profound truth when he wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." These words, ancient yet timeless, remind us that obstacles are not barriers to our growth. They are the very catalysts that propel us forward, shaping us into stronger, more resilient beings. When life throws challenges in your path, your instinct may be to resist, to curse your fate, or to seek an escape from the discomfort. This reaction, while natural, is a diversion from the path of true self-worth. Instead of seeing adversity as an unfair hindrance, reframe it as an opportunity, a call to arms for your inner strength. The obstacles you encounter are not just random misfortunes, but necessary tests that reveal your potential. Each challenge is an invitation to dig deeper, to tap into reserves of resilience and determination that you may not even realize you possess. Imagine adversity as a relentless blacksmith, hammering away at the raw iron of your character. With each strike, the iron is shaped, hardened, and tempered, becoming something far stronger and more enduring than it was before. This process is neither easy nor painless, but it is essential. The hardships you endure are not meant to weaken you, they are meant to transform you. They strip away the superficial layers, exposing and enhancing the core of who you are. Each difficulty you overcome adds a new layer of strength to your foundation, making you more steadfast and unshakable in the face of future trials. In this light, adversity is not a detour from your life's path. It is the path. Every obstacle you confront, every setback you rise above, serves a higher purpose. They are the stepping stones that lead to the summit of self-mastery. With each challenge you conquer, your self-worth is not only preserved but enriched. You begin to build a quiet, unassailable confidence, one that is not dependent on the approval of others, but grounded in the unshakable knowledge of your own strength. Over time, as you consistently meet adversity with courage and resolve, something remarkable begins to happen. You start to welcome challenges, not with dread, but with a sense of anticipation. You understand that these trials are the crucibles through which your true self is revealed. They are not simply obstacles to be endured, but opportunities to grow, to expand your capacity for resilience, and to deepen your understanding of your own worth. Each time you overcome a difficulty, you add to a growing reservoir of inner strength that serves you in every aspect of life. This process of overcoming adversity fundamentally alters your relationship with yourself and the world around you. You no longer view obstacles as threats, but as necessary experiences that contribute to your growth. Number 9. The power of integrity. Living with integrity is not merely about adhering to a set of rules or ethical guidelines. It is about crafting a life that is deeply aligned with your most authentic self. Integrity is the bedrock upon which a meaningful existence is built, a guiding star that steers you through the tumultuous seas of life's challenges and uncertainties. To live with integrity is to commit to living in harmony with your core values, to let those values inform your every decision, action, and interaction. The alternative, living out of alignment with what you know to be right, creates a profound inner dissonance, a betrayal of self that can lead to a life of regret and internal strife. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, encapsulated this idea succinctly when he said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future." This quote speaks to the heart of living with integrity, the joy and contentment that come from being present in the moment, fully engaged with life, without the burden of compromising your principles for future gains or the fear of potential losses. True happiness, as Seneca suggests, is not found in external achievements or the approval of others, but in the quiet assurance that comes from knowing you are living authentically, true to your values and principles. Integrity demands that we maintain our commitment to our principles even when doing so is difficult. Life will inevitably present us with situations that test our resolve, where the easy path is to compromise or to act against our better judgment. These are the moments that define us. It is easy to be virtuous when virtue costs nothing, but the true test of character comes when integrity requires sacrifice. Whether it's standing up for what's right in the face of opposition, resisting the temptation to cut corners, or maintaining honesty in difficult circumstances, integrity is about holding firm to your values, even when the world around you offers every reason to abandon them. The sense of self-worth that comes from living with integrity is unparalleled. Unlike the fleeting satisfaction that comes from external validation or material success, the self-respect earned through living a principled life is enduring and deeply rooted. When your actions consistently reflect your values, you cultivate an inner peace that cannot be easily shaken by the opinions or judgments of others. This inner peace is not dependent on external circumstances. It is a reflection of the trust you have built in yourself. You know that no matter what challenges arise, you can rely on your own moral compass to guide you through. Integrity is not something that is measured by others. It is a deeply personal commitment. It is what you do when no one else is watching that reveals the true strength of your character. In these quiet, solitary moments, when you are faced with choices that could easily go unnoticed by the outside world, you have the opportunity to act in alignment with your values. Choosing integrity in these moments builds a reservoir of self-respect and trust in yourself. You become someone who can be counted on, not just by others but by yourself, to do what is right, even when it is difficult or inconvenient. Number 10. Commit to continuous self-improvement. The journey to self-worth is not a sprint but a marathon, an ongoing process of growth that unfolds over a lifetime. It is a path that is neither straight nor smooth, yet it is one of the most rewarding endeavors we can undertake. The ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely observed, "No great thing is created suddenly." This profound truth underscores the idea that self-worth is not something that can be obtained through a single achievement or a fleeting moment of success. Instead, it is cultivated through the steady, consistent practice of self-improvement, day after day, year after year. Understanding that self-worth is a lifelong pursuit can be both daunting and liberating. It frees us from the unrealistic expectation that we must have everything figured out at once. Instead, it invites us to embrace the process, to find value in each small step we take toward becoming the person we aspire to be. Every effort we make, however small, contributes to our overall development. These efforts accumulate over time, leading to profound changes in our character, our abilities, and ultimately, our sense of self. Committing to continuous self-improvement is about adopting a mindset that values progress over perfection. It's about recognizing that setbacks and failures are not the end of the road, but rather essential parts of the journey. Each challenge we encounter offers a unique opportunity for growth. When we face obstacles with resilience and determination, we strengthen our inner resolve. This process of overcoming difficulties builds the very foundation of our self-worth as we prove to ourselves that we are capable of rising to the occasion, no matter how tough the circumstances. The daily practice of self-improvement requires us to be deeply introspective, to continually assess where we are in life and where we want to go. This self-reflection is not just about identifying our weaknesses, but also about celebrating our strengths and acknowledging our progress. It's about setting realistic goals that align with our values and taking deliberate steps to achieve them. In doing so, we cultivate a sense of purpose that propels us forward even when the journey is long and the progress seems slow. Resilience, as a byproduct of continuous self-improvement, becomes a cornerstone of self-worth. Each time we push through adversity, we reinforce our belief in our own capabilities. This resilience is not just about bouncing back from setbacks. It's about developing an unshakable confidence that comes from knowing that we have the inner resources to handle whatever life throws our way. This kind of self-assurance is invaluable. It forms the bedrock of our self-worth, allowing us to navigate the world with a sense of calm and certainty. Moreover, the commitment to self-improvement is deeply personal and unique to each individual. It requires us to take a holistic view of our lives and identify the areas that need attention, whether they be our mental well-being, physical health, relationships, or skills. In the grand tapestry of life, we stand not as mere spectators, but as the true masters of our fate. Each decision we make, each thought we entertain, shapes the trajectory of our lives. We are the architects of our destiny, meticulously crafting the edifice of our future. It is within our power to design a life of purpose, meaning, and fulfillment. Yet this power comes with a profound responsibility, the responsibility to rise above the destructive emotions that so often threaten to derail us. Anger, fear, envy, and despair, they are like tempests that seek to sweep us away, but within each of us lies the strength to weather these storms. To overcome these emotions is not merely an act of resistance, but an act of creation. It is the deliberate choice to construct a life built on the bedrock of self-worth. True self-worth does not come from the applause of others, nor from the fleeting recognition of the world. These external validations are like shifting sands, easily blown away by the winds of change. Instead, real self-worth is forged in the crucible of self-mastery. It is the understanding that our value lies not in what we achieve or what others think of us, but in our ability to govern our own minds and hearts. The journey to self-mastery is not an easy one. It is a long and arduous path, steeped in challenges and setbacks. The road is often steep, the obstacles many, yet it is precisely these difficulties that make the journey worthwhile. For it is through overcoming these challenges that we grow, that we become stronger, more resilient, and more capable. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory in itself, a testament to our determination and our will to rise above our circumstances. As we continue on this path, we must remember that the rewards of self-mastery are beyond measure. They are not material in nature. They are not trophies to be displayed or accolades to be received. The true reward is the inner peace that comes from knowing that we have conquered our greatest adversary, ourselves. It is the satisfaction of knowing that we have not allowed the world to dictate our worth, but have instead defined it for ourselves, on our own terms. In the end, the greatest victory we can achieve is not over others, but over our own selves. It is the triumph of the spirit, the quiet confidence that comes from mastering our thoughts, our emotions, and our desires. It is the understanding that true power lies not in controlling the world around us, but in controlling the world within us. For when we master ourselves, we unlock the potential to live a life of true freedom, unburdened by the chains of external validation and destructive emotions. Let us, therefore, commit ourselves to this journey with unwavering resolve. Let us rise together, supporting and encouraging one another along the way. For while the path may be difficult, we do not walk it alone. We are part of a greater community, a collective of individuals who seek to elevate themselves and those around them. Together, we can overcome any obstacle, weather any storm, and emerge stronger on the other side.